All right, welcome. Today, we are diving into a skill that, honestly, separates the real pros from the rest of the pack: nail wraps. We're going to be using the official Louisville Beauty Academy Masterbook as our guide to break down why this is such a critical service, not just for your licensing exam, but for becoming a true protector of the natural nail.
So let's start with the big idea. Why are nail wraps known as the gentle strength solution? Well, it's pretty simple. They solve some of the most common nail problems out there, but with an incredibly lightweight, barely there kind of touch.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? That horrible moment you crack a nail you've been growing for weeks. Or when a client comes in and says, "I want my nails to be stronger, but I absolutely hate that thick, heavy feeling of acrylics." This is the exact problem nail wraps were born to solve.
So what even is a nail wrap system when we get down to it? Think of it like this. It's a professional technique that pairs a special kind of fabric with a resin. But the goal here isn't just about adding crazy length. No, it's all about strengthening, repairing those annoying cracks, and creating these beautiful, smooth overlays right on top of the natural nail.
And if you put them head-to-head with other systems, you can really see where they shine. Look, acrylics or gels, they can be kind of rigid, sometimes a little bulky. But wraps, they're thin, they're flexible, and they have this incredibly natural-looking finish. Oh, and here's a huge one. They're low odor. That's a massive win for both you and your client in the salon.
Okay, so to really master this service, you've got to know your tools inside and out. So let's break down the core components of your nail wrap toolkit.
At its heart, it all boils down to a super simple formula. Fabric plus glue equals strength. The LBA teaches it this way because it just clicks. You take this mesh fabric, you pair it with a bonding resin, and together they create this durable, protective layer. It's so elegantly simple, but wow, isn't effective.
Now, you don't just grab any old fabric. You've got options, and a pro knows when to use each one. If you're going for a nearly invisible, seamless repair, you're going to reach for silk. It's perfect for that soft beauty look. Need a bit more muscle for a crack or a client who needs more support? Fiberglass is your go-to strength wrap. And for the absolute toughest jobs, you've got linen. It's the strongest of the bunch, but just know it's also the most visible. Knowing which tool to pull out for which job, that's key.
All right, so let's talk about the glue in our little formula. That's the resin or adhesive. This is the magic stuff that actually bonds the fabric right to the nail plate. It seeps into all the little fibers of the wrap, and once it cures, it creates a single, solid, and seriously strong unit.
But how do we get it to cure quickly? I mean, your client doesn't have all day, right? That's where the accelerator or activator comes in. A quick spray of this stuff and boom, the resin hardens almost instantly. This is what makes the service fast, efficient, and keeps the resin from running all over the place. It's your secret to a clean, pro application every single time.
Okay, theory's over. Now that we know all the pieces, let's get into the actual how-to. Here it is, the 10-step professional procedure for a full nail wrap overlay, pulled straight from the LBA licensing curriculum. So the first 5 steps are all about meticulous prep. Let's walk through them. First, you sanitize your hands and your client's hands. Always, always safety first. Second, you prep the natural nail. Gently remove the shine, push back the cuticles. Now here's a pro tip for step 3. Cut the fabric to the right size before you apply anything sticky. Trust me, it saves a ton of headaches. Then for step 4, a nice, thin, even layer of resin goes on. And finally, step 5, you carefully place the wrap, smoothing out any little wrinkles to get that flawless foundation.
And now let's bring it home with the last 5 steps. Step 6, you're going to apply another layer of resin right over the top of the fabric. Make sure you saturate it completely. Then, step 7, this is the magic moment. A quick spray with the activator to cure and harden it instantly. For step 8, we build that strength with a second layer of resin. Once that's all cured, it's time for step 9, gently shaping and smoothing the nail. Just be careful not to overfile here. And finally, step 10, you finish it all off with your favorite top coat for that perfect high-gloss shine.
Okay, everybody, listen up, because this next part is, you could argue, the most important section of all. A true professional doesn't just know how to do a service, they know when not to. So let's talk about safety, repairs, and protecting your license.
So for a simple little crack, the process is basically a mini version of what we just did. You sanitize, you find the crack, you apply just a dab of resin, then you place a tiny custom-cut patch of fabric right over it, seal it with more resin, and then you just buff and finish. It's a quick fix that can totally save a client's nail and their manicure.
Now, for the critical red flags. These are the absolute deal breakers. You must never apply a nail wrap over broken skin, any sign of an infection or fungus, or on cracks that are so deep they actually go into the nail bed. Servicing these kinds of conditions is way outside your scope of practice, and you could cause serious, serious harm.
So what do you say in that situation? You need a script. And here are the exact words taught right at the Louisville Beauty Academy. It's polite, it's professional, and it's firm. For your safety, I cannot apply a wrap on this nail. Please visit a medical professional. See? It clearly states the boundary and advises them to get the right kind of help. This protects your client, and it protects you and your license.
Okay, so our final section is all about mindset. Because mastering a skill like this isn't just about the physical steps, it's about adopting the philosophy of a true professional. When you get right down to it, nail wraps take patience, a real attention to detail, and a deep respect for the health of the nail. So when you master this service, you're not just showing you're an artist who can make things look pretty. You're proving you are a technician, a guardian, a protector of your client's natural nail integrity.
And this is the mantra LBA instills in its students. It's a statement of pure empowerment. Yes, I can repair safely. Yes, I can reinforce the nails. And the big one, yes, I can pass my licensing exam. It's all about building the confidence you absolutely need to succeed.
And that's what it all leads to, right? That journey from being a student to a licensed pro is all about turning that powerful "yes, I can" into an even more powerful "I have done it." And mastering skills, just like nail wraps, is a fundamental step on that path. It proves you've got the knowledge, you've got the skill, and you have the professional mindset to truly excel.